Hey and welcome. I'm Solo and this is ZN Gaming. In this video, I'll be going over how to set up a just starting screen, a BRB, and an ending screen in OBS using Stream Elements. Before I waste any more time, let's jump into it. To set this up, we're going to start by making some scenes in OBS. We're going to add a couple scenes in here. To do this, you can click the add button or you can right click and click add. Then all we need to do is just give it a name. Now to add a few scenes in here is pretty simple. We can go down here and click on the plus button, or we'll be able to left click in here and click add. We're going to want to name each scene as well as we go so that we can keep things organized. To get started, we're just going to leave them blank and we're going to continue making new ones. And the last one is going to be ending. Now that we have a scene for just starting, be right back, and ending screen, we're going to want to make sure that we rename our scene. Our very first scene was probably left the default name as scene. We're going to right click on this here and name it. We're either going to call it game or main. Depends if you're just streaming one game or if you could name it Apex or whatever it is that you're gaming. I'm going to call it main so that I know it's my main scene that I want to be on. Now that we have a scene, we can pretty much add anything that we want. We can add a background, a timer, maybe chat if you would like it, or your camera. But for this here, we're going to actually be using Stream Elements, and we're going to be using a couple of overlays. But if you have your own art, you will be able to use that in any way that you want as well. So you'll be able to add any kind of pictures or animations that you have, and you'll be able to add a timer with OBS. We're just going to jump over to Stream Elements, and we want to log in with our Twitch. Once we're logged in, we're going to be able to click on our avatar and go to the dashboard. Once we're in the dashboard, it's pretty easy. We're going to go on the left side menu here. We're going to click on Streaming Tools, and we're going to go to the Overlay Gallery. Now, there's a few to select from in here, and there's lots of them that you can go through and mix and match and change them around as you see fit. But for this here example, we're going to use one of the most popular selected because the blue flare and the red flare are two really easy ones depending if you have a light blue, purple, or red theme. This here will cover the blue and the red themes, and are very easy to set up. To get started with this, we're just going to click on create. Once you click on create, now you're going to see what's in the package here. So you can see that there's your main scene, there's a just chatting scene, there's a starting scene, a be right back, and an ending scene. So you can feel free to use all of these here if you want. And if you want to set up a just chatting or anything else, you would be able to very easily by just using one of these here. So we want to just click on the create my overlay, and now this is going to give you a browser source link to each one of those. So we're just going to go to my overlays so that we can see them, and you'll be able to see it here that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I suggest removing any of the ones you're not using. For me, I'm just going to remove this one here because I'm not going to use the main scene and I'm not going to use the just chatting for this example, so I'm going to delete them, but you don't have to remove them. You can use all of those if you want to. Now from here, we're not going to do any edits to them. We're just going to go down here and click the copy link. So this is the starting stream. We're going to go back into OBS, and in the just starting, we're going to go over here and add a source. You can do this by clicking the add, or you can right click in here and go to the add, and we just want to go to a browser source. We're going to name this one here just starting so that we keep everything organized. After that, we just want to paste in the overlay, and we want to make sure that we make it 1920 by 1080. That's going to be the size of our canvas, and it's the size I suggest most people use. If yours is different, change it to whatever it is that you have. Scroll down a little bit and make sure that you check the shutdown source when not visible and refresh browser source when becomes active. This will prevent any kind of things from keeping loaded in the background, and any kind of issues when it's loaded back up. It's going to load it up fresh each time, and then just give it a click OK. And now we'll be able to see everything is set up here. We're going to have our chat, a timer, stream starting. This is set for 10 minutes. You can change this. Now you can change the timer by going into the edit and changing it. We might take a look at that in a minute. After this one here is added, and that's really all you need to add to this one here is just the just starting. There is other things that you can add to here to customize it to make it your own. And that's it. After you have the browser set in here, that's really all you need to do in here. This is pretty much fully set up, and you might want to just change the thing where it says YouTube, Instagram, Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook. We'll take a look at this here stuff later on and how to edit them after we finish these. The next one is the BRB. It's going to be the same thing. We're going to jump over to Stream Elements. We're going to find the one that says be right back on it, and we're just going to copy the URL. We're just going to get these here added and edit them afterwards. We're going to click the plus or left click and click add, and add a browser source. This one here is going to be called Be Right Back. We're going to name this one here BRB and click OK. It's the same thing. We're going to paste the URL and change this here to 1920 by 1080. Again, we're going to scroll down and make sure that it shuts down source when not visible and refresh the browser source when it becomes active again, just so that no issues arise from having too many of these here open at one time, and click OK. Again, this is going to be everything set up. You're going to have your chat, you're going to have your BRB, it's going to have all your donations, and you will have to edit this here later on, but we're going to move on to the next one and fix that in a minute. The last one is the ending stream. It's the same thing. It's rinse and repeat. We're going to copy the URL. We're going to add a browser source and name it ending. We're going to paste the link and change it to 1920 by 1080. We're going to scroll down, the shutdown source when not visible, refresh when source becomes active, and click OK. Alright, now this one here is going to say stream ending, and that's all done. So it does show the one Twitch link as correct. Let's see if that's fixed for them all. So it doesn't do them for them all. But there we go. That's going to be just starting, be right back, and ending. This is going to have your timer, it's going to have your chat, it's going to have your donations, your new donations, followers, and subscribers. This is very easy to set up. All you had to do is just paste in. And like I said, if you're fine with these things as they are stock, you don't really have to edit them any at all. I do suggest going over here and edit these, which is pretty easy. You can load up these here, any one of them. We'll go to the stream starting, click edit, and now the links are just going to be over here for you to update. Okay, so once you load it up, to edit the text, you can usually click on them and it will allow you to click on them over here. But what you actually need to do is just highlight it, and you'll need to go down to settings. This is where it's going to give your information, and you can just add your name, and that's going to update it over here. Again, it's just as easy as selecting the text. Once it's selected, you can just go to settings and it will be right here. I don't have an Instagram one, so I'm actually going to remove the Instagram one from here. And again, something like that is just very easy. To get rid of it, you can just click the eye to turn the visibility off, or you'll be able to just trash can it. And you'll want to make sure that you click on the icon and click the trash can as well. That'll get rid of the ones that you don't want. And then you will have to move the other ones. Now to change the rest of them, once you have the ones that you want here, again, we just click on the text and you can click settings. Once you click on the settings, you can click on any of them, so you can go back and forth to each one of them and just make sure you update them. We don't want the Facebook one, so we're going to remove that one there. We're going to go back to the layers. We're on the Facebook one. We're just going to click the delete. We're going to click the icon and we're going to click the delete. So that's as easy as it is. If there's anything on here that you don't want, you just click the delete. And that's as easy as it was there. I'm updated. All my stuff is here. I can just click save. Once I click save over in OBS, I should see that it updated right away. And then that one will be set up. This here has only the things I want in it. And the last thing that I'll need to do here is change the timer. Let's say that you don't want it for 10 minutes or you want it for less than 5 minutes. We'll jump back over here to Stream Elements. You can click on the timer and it's going to show the countdown timer here. If it's selected, we can just go to the settings and it's going to show us countdown to exact time, 10 minutes. We're just going to turn this here down to 5 minutes. Please do not set your startup timer for more than 5 minutes. Nobody wants to wait there for your stream for 10 minutes as it starts up. So definitely change it down to 5 or less. And that's all you'll need to do. Once you're done there, you can just click save and it's always going to start at the 5 minutes. Again, once you load up OBS, all you'll have to do is hide and unhide it and it should refresh it. And it'll start with your 5-minute timer and it'll start counting down. So that's everything you need to have set up. It's your timer. Your chat will show up here as well. Let's give that a little bit of a test. Okay, and you'll even be able to see the chat is working here. So we're going to click save. We're done of this one here. We want to just close this one here and move on to the next one. So now we only have the other two, but it's the same thing. It's a rinse and repeat. In the BRB, it's going to be the same things. You're just going to need to fix the links, and that's it. Your chat will already be set up. Your donations, your top donator, your follower, and your subscriber is going to already be here. So these are pretty much pre-made for you. They're easy to set up. It's really not that complicated to go through the editing process. It's just as simple as click on the edit and literally just clicking the things that you want to edit and clicking the things that you want to get away. Click that, click a garbage can, click that, click a garbage can. We've already done this one here, so we know we don't have the Facebook. We'll click the garbage can and we'll click the garbage can. Now, sometimes we will have a little bit of an issue with things moving. So there's a little clipping here. So we can select our stuff. We can move it down here. And see, we can't get it quite right. It's, you know what I mean? Like, there's some problems here happening with it. So we're just going to undo that. All right, and there we have it again. Now we're going to select them both. And this time, we're going to click the snapping on. We're going to turn that off. So when we're moving this here, it'll move just a lot nicer for us. It's a lot smoother. It's not going to try and clip to a spot we don't want it to. And if it's not lined up perfectly, it's not the end of the world. And there we go. It's the same thing for changing the text. We just want to click on it. We'll go down here to settings. The text that we want to change is right here. And we'll just click down through them so that we don't have to select them all. And that's it. Once we type that in, we can just click save. Same thing. We're just going to go back and we're going to do the last one right here while we're here. We're just going to go click edit. We'll delete the ones we don't want. We'll select the ones we do. We'll make sure snapping is off. We'll move it down here. This one here was already partway set up, which was convenient for us. I don't know how this one here got set up, but it was cool that it was. We'll click on settings and we'll select the text. Alright, once you're done fixing up the names, the last thing this one here has is the follower alerts. So if you click on it by accident, if you give it a click, it's going to say that you have the follower alerts, subscriber alerts. So if you already have your alerts set up on every single page, you'll want to make sure that you turn these here off and add your own browser source. I have a browser source for my alerts, so I'll be going through and making sure that I turn the alerts off so that I don't have them, because I already have my alerts set up with Stream Elements. So for mine, I'm going to turn these ones here off so that they don't trigger twice. I'm going to click save, and then we're just going to go back here. So I already have alerts set up as the royal red alerts. So these are the ones that I'm going to use on every single page. So I definitely don't want the alerts on the last page. But that's it for that. We're going to give these here a close. And there you go. This is going to be a very easy way to set up your main scene. You're just starting, you be right back, and your ending scene. This was a very easy way to get things set up fast if you're just getting started. But that's everything that you needed. Like I said again at the very first, if you have your own pictures, your own animations, and your own things, you can definitely feel free to make this however you want. This is just a basic way of how to set them up, but you can use a picture and a timer, and we would need to add a text GDI. We're just going to leave it stock for this example and click OK. Add a GDI text, go to the tools, go to scripts. In here, we can just click the plus button, and we'll be able to go through these here default OBS scripts. And there is one here called countdown.lua. We're going to give that one an open. Now, the duration is going to be 5 minutes, and the drop down should allow us to select the text GDI. Now, if you didn't make the GDI before this, you would just have to close this here down, restart your OBS, and then try adding it into the text source again, and then just closing it. This is just going to give you a timer inside of OBS. So if you do not want to use browser sources, you can add a timer this way and your own picture over top. I just wanted to make sure I added that here so that if you did not want to use things like browser sources or someone else's stuff and you just wanted to use your own piece of artwork, this is how you can easily add the timer if that's all that you needed. But that's it for this one here. If you think I forgot or left something out, definitely leave it in the comments below. And if you like or found the video helpful, hit the thumbs up and get subscribed for more content. Thanks for watching.